Yes! What's up, everybody? Well, what's up? 4 people that are here. I know I was supposed to be streaming a game, but... this stuff does taste kind of terrible, but I need it right now. Why? Watch Spawn Wave's cool, man. Makes me feel less comfortable about having, like, I can't, believe me, everyone's like, oh, you should do a giveaway for all these Switches. I only want the blue Switch. I only want the blue Switch Lite. Still waiting for this damn thing to download all my games. I have half a terabyte card in here, by the way. But I can't do a giveaway. I'm not allowed to. I had 3 margaritas with an extra shot, so I had about. I'm not allowed to drink on stream, and I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm not. It was a few hours ago now, so I'm actually pretty much sober. No, I did not buy an iPhone 11. Now I have 3 Switches that I can't. I mean, everyone's like, it's funny because people were saying to me, "Oh, Rich, you should just bring them back." I'm not gonna bring them back. That's they know me from the store. It was the store I took a dump at. Like, yeah. Hey guys. Oh, there's something magically wrong with all of these. Well, no, I got 1 Switch that was at the mall. Or did I get the 2 there? Whatever. I got a couple Switches at one GameStop and another Switch at another GameStop. I'm not going to be an asshole and bring them back. That's just wrong. Like, oh yeah, I used them for an unboxing. Here are your Switches back. So no. So I'm stuck with 3 Switches. I may do like some giveaway where I see like I'm going to keep the blue one, like I said, because I love the blue one. I like the gray one a lot too, but I like the blue one. Hold on. I gotta find out who's blocked on this channel. Let me, community, open link in new tab. Hold on. I'm unblocking like everybody right now. Community settings, maybe. Moderators approved. Hidden users. Moderators. How do you find out who's blocked? Super chat. I don't get it. I like the blue better than the gray, yes. I actually have the Sega Genesis Mini. I'm going to do a review on that. This is Logitech. This is the only wireless keyboard that I like. Life has been pretty good. What else? If you're wondering what else I did today, I have a computer. It's a Leon Lee case. What's up, Bingo Cat? Give me a second. I'll explain it because I actually do have plenty of thoughts on what you just asked. And I wanted to put a 3rd gen Ryzen 37 because I had a 2700X in there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put a 3700X in. But how you have to actually, because I have a Noctua cooler on there. It's a low profile one, which actually works very well. But the way you have to put it on is you got to actually do it from the back side of the motherboard. It's not like you could just unscrew. It's not like you just unlatch it like a stock AMD cooler and just put on. You actually have to put it on from the back of the motherboard. So I had to take it out anyway. So I already had a 3rd gen Ryzen motherboard laying around. So I'm like, I'm just going to upgrade the motherboard then when I put the 3700X in there. And I'm thinking that they're both 65 watt TDPs. So in terms of temperature, I was thinking that it wouldn't be that much of a difference. Boy, was I wrong. Now, with this Noctua low-profile cooler, my 2700X, while running AIDA64, I got like 70 degrees max. Like, that's the hottest it ever got. Has a TDP of 95. So, I'm well under, like, TJ Maxx. 3700X, same 65 watt TDP. It's running like a boiler. It runs at night. They said it got a. I think it's actually reading. What I'm thinking is the temperature is being read wrong, because technically the temperature that it got to while it was running 8 to 64, it should have shut off. It got to 101. The TDP for it is not is or the max temperature they said it could reach is 95. Intro guy said he does it from the backside of my motherboard as well. I don't think he's talking about a CPU socket though. So there's no way it actually got to that. And the weirdest thing too is I have Ryzen Master installed, and when I went to run it, it says it's not compatible with the CPU. It's a Ryzen 7 3700X. Why in the name of my ass isn't it compatible? So yeah, something's up. I'm thinking that it's reading the temperatures wrong, because technically the temperature it reaches should have shut down. I actually put a very high-end paste on there. It's Cryonaut something like Bear. I don't know what the hell it is. It was $28 for a tube of it, and it got 5 stars on Amazon. So it wasn't crap thermal paste. I actually had crap thermal paste with the 2700X with the same cooler, and it was at 70 degrees. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So that's what I was doing today. The video, everyone keeps asking me for the video for the budget CPU build. There is a sponsor going to be involved in that, and I have to wait for that. That's going to happen in like 4 days, actually. So, see, that pisses me off though. Why don't you investigate it, AMD, before you release the goddamn processors? Why is it that guys like me, and Jay's 2 cents, and Tech Yes City have to sit here and be Cryonaut? I have like the high end. It was like $30 for the tube of the paste, and everyone. And I know I would ask this too, but Rich, maybe is something wrong with the CPU cooler, the low profile CPU cooler you're using? No, I used the same one with the previous processor, and it was running with 8 to 64 during the stress test. I ran it for 6 hours. The hottest it ever got with the 2700X was 70 degrees. So, same cooler, better thermal paste. What's going on? So either the motherboard's not reading the temperature properly, or AMD has to give some new code to the manufacturers, because something's fucking wrong. And if it was just me, you could tell me I'm a spaz, but there's many other tech YouTubers that are actually have way more experience than I do saying the same thing. So something's up. Sup, Rich, thoughts on YouTube wanting to remove verification from users and then backtracking? Because they realized it was wrong. I mean, it seemed like they were removing verification from even like channels that were getting more views than me, but they were removing verification because they weren't uploading enough. Yeah, YouTube, some people can't upload every day. Some people don't do this full-time like I do. Hell, I do it full-time and I can't even upload every day. I didn't upload today. I know I was supposed to stream Borderlands tonight, but I got backtracked with other shit. You're going to say like someone with 2 million subscribers who gets 10 million views a month? You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be verified. Verification, it's not just like a badge of honor too. It helps people, like if someone wants to get review copies or review codes or something. There's a lot of reasons why you want to be verified. It has nothing to do with like, yes guys, I'm verified, this is great, let me pat myself in the back. Like, that's not it. So hell, Rich, could you please elaborate on the time you freaked out? Unfortunately, not on stream. I can't, Abel. But Bingo Cat, yeah, I'm glad that Susan would just get. I'm glad they did backtrack, because it would have been a terrible mistake. What's going on, Giovanni from California? I think California. So yeah, I mean, it's not a badge of honor. it helps people with their careers in terms of if you're verified, it opens more doors for you. So, yeah. So, I think Susan and YouTube made a good choice. I think they made a very good choice. I wish there was a platform Sexy Coco could come back on too, but it ain't this one. I'll get my channel shut down. I try to bring him back. I'm not drunk anymore. You can't drink on stream. You guys do know that, right? If I drank on stream, I would get this channel shut down. Everything's going good, Lance. How are you, man? If they came out with an N64 Mini Classic, I would get one. I want my... Man, it takes forever to games to download on. I got, what do I have now? I have a 0.5 terabyte card in here. What do I have downloaded so far? I got Astral Chain, Assassin's Creed 3, Bulletstorm, Bayonetta, Blasphemous, Cuphead, Contra. Actually, I got a couple good ones. I can play some. Dark Souls, Doom, 2016 Doom, Doom, 1993 Doom, Doom 2, Doom 3, Darksiders, Devil May Cry, Donkey Kong. Why am I reading all these to you? What am I doing with my life right now? Right now, it's, oh, My Friend Pedro. I'd like to play that on here. Dude, that's what's crazy about the Switch Lite is that you have this system that you're playing like these badass AAA games like in your, well, not your pocket, but you didn't miss much. I just ran around naked for 20 minutes. I'm kidding. So, I don't know, man. I'm just annoyed at, I mean, it's very obvious. AMD, welcome to Wave. What the hell is Wave? Anyway. Yeah, I'm verified. They tell me, they said I was verified too. You know, that's what's strange. And I'm thinking to myself, like, some of the channels they're taking away the verification checkmark from have way more subscribers than me and get more views than me. So what? Because I upload more? But what does it matter? Like, if one person uploads one video a month, let me not knock over my other Switch Lite that I can't sell or do any... I guess I could sell it, but I don't know. I just feel shady doing that. Which I shouldn't, because it's my money. Like, it just didn't make any sense. Like, if one person... So what if they only put up one video a month? If they're getting 20 million views from that video, who gives a shit? Yeah, I got to keep... They told me I would have got to keep mine, too. What's up, James? Sergeant Jason Bond asked a good question. Thank you for the super chat as well. Hey, Rich, do you think I should get a Switch Lite? I was just wondering, since I thought about giving it another try since the last one I got broke, which was the original Switch. I rented the Switch. You rented the Switch? Where'd you... Well, it's probably why it broke, because you rented it. Was it like one that was used by like 5 other people? No, the Switch Lite does not fit in your pocket. Now, according to Spawnwave, I saw his video. My concern with this is that these analog sticks are the same as the original Switch, which had drifting. Now, on the original Switch, it was a big nuisance, but it wasn't the end of the world because it's a Switch. You could just take the Joy-Cons off. If they start drifting, put new ones on, you go on with your day. Yeah, it's somewhat expensive. The analog sticks on here, if it has the same technology and they're engineered the same, that means your whole console is defective. So I'm a little concerned about that. But the Young Turtle, that's strange. I have the Sega Genesis Mini. I was going to do an unboxing, but look, you know what? It's too late. I'm just going to review the damn thing. I'm going to make it a sequel to my Sega Genesis, the At Games review. So, Sergeant Jason Bond. Hey, Rich, do you think I should get a Switch Lite? I was just wondering since I bought... so, you rented your other Switch, which is which you got to elaborate on that more. You don't have to do a super chat to elaborate, by the way. I don't want you to think I'm looking for... Another super chat from you. Did you? I mean, it's the same tech in here. Okay, I actually think, especially with the Satisfye grip, it's more comfortable than the original Switch. You would think because this is smaller, even without the grip, I still think it's slightly more comfortable. So that's kind of strange. But the thing is, it's the same tech. You're just losing the docking capabilities. And the screen is slightly smaller. So you're actually getting more pixels per inch. So if you don't care about docking it, and you actually get a benefit with this, is you get a D-pad. You don't have a D-pad on the Switch. It just has buttons. So it's something to think about as well. But, and you don't, like if you're playing like motion control games, you can't do that on this. Thank you, Sean Ryan. I appreciate it, man. So basically the Switch Lite is the Switch without the docking capabilities, and it doesn't have a kickstand. If you don't care about that and you just want to have a portable system, I like it though. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with 3 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with 3 of them. But I actually have more storage in here than in my regular Switch. Because playing games on a touchscreen is shit. That's why. And they still haven't found a proper controller yet to work with like this. It is cool. I like the Switch Lite a lot. I mean, if you're only, I'm not returning them. That's shady. That's straight up wrong. I'm not returning them. They really do have cucumber Gatorade. Stop. But no, I'm not return. Hey guys, I used your Switches that you could have sold to a customer to just do a video. I'm not selling them. That's flat out. I'm not returning them. That's flat. That's straight. That's shady. Logan Rich, I sent you a tweet a few weeks ago. Thank you for the super chat. I'll go linking an interview with Blake Harris on the OG 90s console wars and history VR. Did you ever get a chance to watch? I think you'd really enjoy it. I think, is it the video by, what is his name? I think I may have watched it, Logan. It may have not been from your link, but I think I watched it though, Logan. Where VR was running at 20 frames per second. Frank Clinch, who blocked all these goddamn... and I keep forgetting because I was... Please let my Black Popeye account comment again. I will. So there really is a cucumber Gatorade. Okay. Oh shit, everyone's... All right, it's not just one person. Cucumber lime Gatorade. Well, I know they have that Hori, the 2 Joy-Cons to like basically do what the Satisfye is doing, but it's actually part of the... It's a Joy-Con. You know what? It's kind of interesting. Someone says something about unfinished games. I'm tired of companies sending out unfinished products. To me, right now, the way I feel about Zen 2 processors is that they released them before the code was finished. What's going on, Matthew East? Those chips, all of them run hot. And it pisses me off. And it's not just me saying it. And it's like AMD is like, oh wow, we're actually ahead of Intel for the first time in like a decade and a half. Let's just rush out the chips, and who cares if they run hot? And they're running hot as hell. I have the same cooler, and it ties into rushed video games too. It's okay, rushed hardware, rushed software, same thing. Same cooler, better thermal paste. The 2700X was getting 70 degrees. I know I said this to people before if you were in the chat before. Now I have the same cooler, better thermal paste, 3700X. So I have the Zen 2 chip in there. Now it runs at 95 degrees. I can't do a giveaway. YouTube doesn't allow giveaways anymore. I asked before. Can't do giveaways. Sergeant Jason Bond. Well, the thing about I'm not a fan of renting anything portable, because it just portable things are carried around. People drop them. People beat the hell out of them. That might be why you had an issue with it, man. But the Lite, if you don't care about docking, yeah, I would say the Lite's a smart choice, dude. I actually think it's more, even without the Satisfye grip, which definitely does help it a lot. Even with outside of the grip, I actually think it's slightly more comfortable than the regular Switch. So Dr. Yelling Panda, I already answered this question. Not allowed to do giveaways anymore. So because there's the saying one bad apple ruins the bunch is so true with giveaways, because people screwed them up. Because people did shady things, and now you're not allowed to do giveaways. I asked my network before, because I would have gave them. I don't need 3 Switches. I don't need them. I just want the blue Lite. I have a regular Switch and I have a Lite. What do I need another one for? Sean McCarthy, I'm glad you're not as thick, but stay sexy. I'll try my damnedest to stay sexy, man. Poop tasted good. Wonderful. Because people always, you can't, the saying you can't have nice things. I was thinking that, why not? I'll keep the blue one. This is the only one I want, and I'll do giveaways for the other ones, but you can't do it. I don't need 3 backup switches. You know, and it's just, like I said to you, I'm not gonna, that's just wrong. Like, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna bring, you know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna return them. That's just shady. Dude, I asked my network, they say no giveaways are a no-go. And if there's a ton of channels doing them, they shouldn't be doing them. Can't do them. I might do something, or maybe I'll do a video where I just give them away to random people. Like I'll walk around like the mall or something. Again, I'm going to keep the blue one because I do want a Switch Lite. If I broke all of them, then I probably should not be allowed to have technology. Still downloading a bunch of games, by the way. Mark McCauley, what's up, dude? Rich, I'm just playing Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and FIFA 20 during this Sunday morning. Oh, okay, you're ahead of me because you're in Australia on the Xbox One. It's backwards compatibility. There you go. Well, but isn't Battlefield 4 is the current gen game? Why don't you play the current gen version, Mark? Unless I'm misreading what you're saying. Yeah, I heard that they run Android really well, which makes sense that a Switch would, because it's running a Tegra X1 chip, which is designed well. The Tegra X1 was first used in the Xbox, or not the Xbox, NVIDIA Shield TV. Good for you, man. Logan Wood, congrats on losing so much weight. I've lost 30 pounds in part because of your words and encouragement early on in your journey. Started at 250 pounds. Good for you, dude. That's great. And thank you. No, a PS5 Pro. Oh, they won't do that because that was kind of what Xbox was going to do. Then they stopped it. Yes, we do need a Max Payne 4. Max Payne 3 was such an underrated game. You gained 700 pounds in one day? I don't think so, pal. I don't think so. Nah, like I said, I think the Pro and the X came around this generation because of the fact that the systems came out and they were so damn underpowered. A Wii U 2. Yeah, we won't be seeing any Wii U 2s anytime soon. It's God, man. But you got to think, even Nintendo, I think, admitted it. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure they admitted it. That the reason we have the Switch is because they learned, there were some things that they learned from the Wii U, like the portable, not the portable, but the wireless screen. They said, what about if we make this into the entire console? It was a smart move. I actually have a Raspberry Pi 4 that I have not touched yet. I got it with the 4 gig RAM model with the keyboard and everything. I haven't had time to use it yet. Tried for a few days. That would be interesting. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't try it yet, though, because I'm waiting for the software to mature more for the Raspberry Pi 4. What's up, JK? I think they need to let it mature more. They learned from Cutting Edge Gamer, huh? Please count. Why am I counting to 13 for you? I'm not going to do that because I want to make sure. I don't want to do it for any kind of nefarious purposes. But thank you for the super chat. I think Nintendo found their niche, and I think yes, I think like the next consoles will be Switches. Like they're not going to go back to a conventional console. I can't picture them doing it. It makes no sense at this point now. Kind of prefer, I guess you would say, linear because I'm old. And games that are not linear require more time for me. Like I was playing again a couple days ago. Redeemer. That's a really good game. Really good indie beat 'em up. Can't wait for Streets of Rage 4 to come. I think they're calling it 4, right? Who's texting me now? It's actually comfortable. If you're talking about this. What's up, Iceman? I don't know, but I'm hearing good things about Apple Arcade, though. You know, we're entering an interesting time. Where gaming is becoming something that's more of a service. Okay, now I got you, Mark. I see you now. Man, my iPad's in the way. Sean, so I get what you're saying, Mark. Thank you. Sean Ryan, thank you for the super chat too. I didn't want the Switch at first, but now I don't want a conventional console. I thought when I first heard what were they calling the Switch before it was the Switch? Now I can't even remember the old name. And I was just like, what is Nintendo doing? They're coming out with a portable system that you can dock and then make it like, no, it's not going to work. But I was wrong. They did it really well and made it seamless. I'm waiting for iPad OS to come out. NX, Nintendo NX. There you go, there you go. No, Revolution was the Wii. Revolution was the Wii. But they were right, man. They picked they picked the right hardware that was just powerful enough. Like, I'm walking around with these huge AAA games, basically, like I said before, almost in your pocket, and it's pretty amazing. The Wii U was basically, from what I read, because Nintendo's very vague about hardware specs, was basically a triple core chip that had the same tech. The chip in it had was basically just 3 cores of what was inside the Wii. So I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but do the cutting edge gamer ad for you live. We'll get some coffee later. I think you hear that plenty. I actually don't know the actual saying off the top of my head, too, to be honest with you. Steve Cobra, thank you for the super chat, man. Yeah, Steve Cobra, and yeah, I love the sub model for Apple Arcade and Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, they seems like they're getting it right, whereas whatchamacallit, can't think of it right now. Google Stadia just isn't getting it. You know what I'm saying? They're just not getting what's like. People don't want to pay full price for something they don't get physically at all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting ray tracing on the Switch anytime soon, I can tell you. Oh, that's a tough question, man. Pack the Bagpiper. Rich, where or what would you recommend getting the most powerful laptop in the $500, $600 range? I don't know. I mean, if you said 1,000, then I would be able to give more answers. I think that the Acer Helios Predator 300, I believe is the right name. That, like, they give you the i7 9750H, and it comes with a 1660 Ti GPU. Now, you don't get the ray tracing capabilities built into the graphics processor, but that's a hell of a capable laptop for $1,000. Like, that's amazing. But 600 is kind of tough. JB, thank you for the super chat. Should I wait to see if they release a Switch Pro or buy one of the red box Switch? I would buy the red box, man. I'd buy it. And then you could just always trade it in towards a Switch Pro if you want to. And is Sexy Coco, is he coming back? I don't know. I don't know if I can bring him back. There's no way in hell I could bring him back on my main channel. No way in hell I could bring him back at all. I don't even know. I would love to be honest with you, JB. But I would buy a Switch. No, Sega's never going to make a conventional console to be like a competitor to Sony or Microsoft again. That I can tell you. They don't have the funds to. I got to see if I can get a partnership on Storyfire. I got to talk to McJuggernuggets. Griswold, thank you for the super chat, dude. Hey, Rich, been a fan since 2012. Tell my younger brother to watch your content. Your younger brother should watch my content. You should watch my Switch unboxing video. Medium Man is streaming. Switch Lite's good. I'm waiting for it. I actually haven't used it that much because I've been waiting for it to download a whole bunch of games, which it's still doing right. I thought it would have had them all goddamn downloaded by now. I have gigabit internet here, but I guess it's because it's going through Wi-Fi. I mean, it's not storage that's an issue. I have a 512 gigabyte SD card in there. Your name, Fat Liberal Tech USSR. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream Borderlands 3. So I may just get Borderlands 3 for PC. It'd be easier to stream it. It's much easier to stream it. The only thing, and I want to play Borderlands 3 at 60 FPS too, and the only way you could really do that from what I'm, who the hell is Griffin Gaming? I don't even know who that is. Griffin Gaming bashed you in a recent vid for your information. Okay. I mean, I appreciate the super chat. Why, don't get me wrong, but there's many people who bash me all the time. Flucus77, thank you for the super chat. RTU is streaming, Rich. We need to hear you going to the bathroom again. Oh, not that kind of stream. Just kidding. How's your weekend, man? It's good. Went out to dinner with the family. Had a few drinks. Quite a bit of drinks. And here I am, sober now. I'm actually completely sober at this point. What's up, Almighty Tevin? Who the hell is Griffin? I don't even know who Griffin Gaming is. I'll look him up on my phone right now. I'm not saying that to be like, I just don't know who he is. I'll look him up on my phone right now because I can't look him up on the stream. Griffin. Here he is, Griffin Gaming. What did I do now to... videos, let's see. I don't see anything, unless I'm missing it. Epic Games, oh, okay. He did it like 2 months ago. Where he has targets on my nipples, but okay. That's cool. Oh, he has another video about me too. I guess he likes the Epic Game Store. I don't know. I haven't watched his videos. No, they were low-calorie drinks, though, Wyatt. And I had no carbs with dinner, so... But thank you for the super chat, dude. Thank you, Flucus, as well. I heard about the Rockstar Games launcher. Aren't they offering, like, the game that everybody already has, which is San Andreas with it? That's, like... How many launchers? It's going to turn me away from PC gaming. How many goddamn launchers do you need? Seriously. Nah, Griffin is a huge Steam fanboy troll. Is he? I don't know. I don't want, like, dude, I don't, there's a, it's so funny because people send me videos all the time of different people that I won't even name here that I guess have an issue with me, and I don't even watch them, dude. I don't, you know, it's just not worth it. Rich, real shit, you're cool and a nerd at the same time. That's lit. Thank you, Danny310. It's actually technically hiding your comment, but it actually made it pop out to me because it's like half hidden. But again, man, valid criticism is cool, but like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch every video of people either disagreeing with me or... Bingo Cat, thank you for the super chat. Griffin's point was that you basically said the way to counter the EGS is for Valve to do 8812, but that won't work because Epic pays for exclusives. I now that I know who this guy is, I gotta watch his videos and see what his points are, and I could elaborate more. But I don't. Okay, here's the thing: if Valve comes back and says that's not realistic for us to continually do in terms of a business model giving that much of a share to developers and publishers, they still got to come up with a better number than they have now. You get what I'm saying? So, but I got to watch his videos. Now that I know they're out there, maybe I will watch him and see what he says, just out of curiosity. I see what. Does 8-bit controllers work with iOS 13? I'm not sure. What happened to 1316 Killer? I have no idea. I have no idea what happened to him. I honest to God don't. People ask me about him all the time, and I have no. I wish him well. You know what I mean? I hope everything's going good for him. It's. Why is Sega not bringing their best franchises to current gen? I'm not sure. Maybe Sega will make a comeback with ninth generation. Oof, oof. Hello, large man. I'm doing good. That computer is a iPad Pro. I don't hold grudges, man. And you know, I wish him well. I hope him and Josie and his girlfriend are doing well. You know, and I wish him the best. You know what I mean? I don't hold grudges over YouTube beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wants to come back and disagree with my videos, let him come back. You know? Thoughts on pro Jared murdering cancel culture? I wish he murdered cancel culture. But, you know, he made valid points. I mean, like I said in my video, though, you don't shit where you eat. Don't try to get laid by your fans. Don't do any of that shit, man. Keep your job and the fans you have from your job separate from your personal life. But in his defense, he did ask if they were of age, you know, and I'm not condoning infidelity, but you know, if you cancel everyone who is unfaithful to their significant other, we would have to cancel everybody. I'm not saying I condone, but there's a lot of people out there that are unfaithful, and it's just part of life. Again, I don't condone it, but it is what it is. Boogie is a budget RTU. Let's not count Boogie out just yet. Let's not count him out yet. With all your problems with Cortana and Windows updates, why not switch to Linux, Rich? Because Linux doesn't have the software compatibility that I need. I need video editors. I need video editing software. The games are easier to use on there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not... I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying there is a lot of people out there that are not faithful to their significant others. But you know, and I'm not condoning that. Don't get it twisted. I've never condoned that. But my main concern was the other allegations made against him. You know, and he basically proved there that at least knowingly he didn't do anything wrong. You know, I kind of had a feeling too, because if it came out that he was talking to people that were underage, then there would have been legal consequences much quicker, and nothing happened. So I'm like, something's up with that. So, yeah, Linux just needs to be, and I've tried Linux many times before. 44, good old YouTube. I know people get my notifications for my videos like days later. I think I've heard of that game called Strip Fighter. I'm not sure about that, Nestor. If you ask someone if they're over the age of 18 and they say yes, you know, I know it's illegal and you could get into a world of shit if you know that someone is underage. I mean, just watch To Catch a Predator for proof of that. But if you're like, oh, I'm 18 or I'm 20 and they're actually 15 and you think they're 20 because they told you they're 20 and you have the receipts to prove it, I think you're legally in the clear. I'm pretty damn sure of that. Chris Osborne, did you see the Down the Rabbit Hole video about Wings of Redemption? Yes, I watched the whole damn thing of that. Can't believe I watched the whole damn thing of that. Wings are he is the prime example of what happens when you take your I guess the best way if you take yourself too seriously, that's what happens. And obviously he has other psychological issues and other things, but you know, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, man. I screw up all the time. I'm a dumbass, you know, and I'm going to continue to do dumbass things. And if you take yourself people don't want to come here to see someone who takes himself too seriously. And people come to YouTube to watch whoever's content they're watching, not just mine, to escape the reality of their problems. If you're bringing your problems to the table for your audience to see, they don't want. I mean, it may bring in views initially, but they don't want to deal with that, man. That's why and he's a prime example of, you know, psychologically not being able to handle it. And I don't know, like, at the end of the day, it's like, dude, your main claim to fame was being good at Call of Duty. Which, fine, that's cool, but, you know, if someone beats you, like I saw, and I heard about that before, I forgot who he played in a Call of Duty, like, 1v1 match. It was Modern Warfare, and he got his ass handed to him. And he just, like, lost his shit. And it's like, I don't know, Wings of Redemption set himself up for failure. You know, and he got the weight loss surgery. He's not losing as much weight as he should be. I mean, I've lost more weight than him, and I didn't have the surgery. You know, I don't know. I feel bad for the guy because obviously he has deep-rooted psychological issues. Yes, I'm talking about Wings, but I don't know. Like, he just took himself way too seriously. I don't take myself seriously. I'll be the first to admit that I screw up and I'm a jackass. Syndicate. Yes, it was Syndicate. God damn it, I couldn't remember. It was Syndicate who wiped the fucking floor with him. And he just dude, you're taking yourself seriously because you're good at Call of Duty. Like, that's like sadder than Al Bundy, like, reliving his high school football days. I don't know. Yes, there's a time and place. So yes, Chris, I saw the entire video from beginning to end, and I love Frederick's Down the Rabbit Holes videos. Wyatt, I do think there's a time and place for seriousness, however, especially the certain topics. Even PewDiePie has made serious videos. Yes, of course, it's a gray area, Wyatt. But not to bring up DSP Gaming again, because I know he, you know, I think he has a list where he writes it every time I talk about him. But letting people in on your entire personal life, like certain YouTubers do and certain Twitch streamers do, is just terrible. Just a horrible idea. Not only because you don't want your personal life out there, you don't want people, again, don't come to you. They come to you to escape their problems. They don't come to you to have to hear about your problems when they're trying to escape their own. Just like imagine, oh man, had a piece of lettuce on my tooth from dinner. Just imagine like a sitcom, your favorite actor on a sitcom, like, hey guys, just want to take a break from this. I'm having a lot of money troubles right now, and I want you to donate to my Patreon. Yeah, I know I'm on a sitcom and I'm doing well, but I know I'm really behind because I broke up with my ex, and she's taking a lot of money for me. We'll get back to the show in a minute. Could you just help me out on my, like, no, they don't do that. Like, that's their shit. Like, they come to you, they're watching your show to escape. What are you doing? It's the same thing. But I think people forget that on YouTube because, or as a content creator, whatever platform they're on, because you're so instantly engaged with your audience. Like, think about it. I'm streaming to you guys right now and you're typing as I'm talking. Like, and I think people forget there needs to be a wall up where there's just certain places you don't go. You're welcome, James Grant. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you liking my content over the past couple of years. Can I help you with physics? Hell no. I'm pretty sure Phil pays his bills with Patreon money from the same 5 people. Whole milk has a lot of fat in it, too. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your grandmother. I am 5'10". I'm feeling good, man. I'm pretty sober now, so. It's so funny. I walked into the GameStop to go pick up the Switches, and it was the GameStop where I had the bathroom incident, and he's like, the manager was there. He's like, hey, dude, I saw your video on that. And it was kind of awkward a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Because here's the thing. GameStops have bathrooms. They're just not public bathrooms. Like, there has to be in place for employees if they have to go to the bathroom. They're not going to tell them to shit on the street. But they did me a favor and let me use their bathroom. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry about that. That was awkward. He's like, don't worry about it. We have had plumbers come in here who had to use the bathroom, and they did a lot worse. I'm like, all right, cool. I mostly just drink water. I mean, I drink seltzer, which is water with bubbles in it. It doesn't have anything fake in it. Thank you very much for saying I'm very epic. Your manager makes you pee on him. That's wonderful. The Exposed song, that wasn't that long ago, man. That was 2016. I mean, I guess that was 2016. It was 3 years ago. So you're welcome, James. My favorite food is pizza. I don't eat it often for very obvious reasons, but I can't mess with LaCroix, I think. Do I still drink a lot? No, I drink like a cup a day. What's up, Rob from the UK? Nothing specific's going on with DSP. I'm just saying I've learned AMD's pissing me off lately because I don't think... I think they released their... I think they released their Zen 2 chips half-baked. Favorite drunk story? I don't really have a specific one, man. One that I want to mention right now, anyway. Got to be careful what you talk about on YouTube. LaCroix, not LaCroix, whatever. LaCroix, okay. I think the Genesis Mini is good. I've been enjoying it. It's kind of funny that the controllers are bigger than the console itself. Can I make more videos about funny things? Yes, when funny things happen. Like I thought that shit story where I had to blow up the bathroom at GameStop was funny. I find it hilarious that people think I was lying about that. And the thing is, too, the people that say I was lying about that, I can't prove it because I'm not going to blow up the spot of the GameStop that, no pun intended, blow up the spot of the GameStop I'm going, because you know what will happen if I'm like, oh, it's GameStop at XYZ address. Call them and they'll tell you that I was telling the truth because they'll get trolled. I'm not going to do that to them. They're nice people there. Wyatt Mexis, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Do you sleep with your beloved Switch case? Yes, I spoon with it every night. I use it as a body pillow. So thank you for the super chat. Jesus Patino, here is my random donation. Thank you very much, my dude. Well, it's one of those ones that I can't prove because the only way I could prove it is by blowing up that GameStop spot and having them be trolled. I'm not going to do that. The problem is that you have companies that the investors want to meet quotas for quarters. It's not just in games that think products get rushed out. I think Zen 2 processors were rushed out. I could prove it. I now have a 3700X and a 3900X, and they run hot as shit. And the 3900X is on a good closed loop cooler. It still runs hot. So those they need to get those Why do you think they're delaying the 3950X? Come on. I'm cautiously excited now, Tim the Nerd. Thank you for the super chat, because here's my thing. They're using Zen 2 architecture in those next gen consoles. Hopefully they can cool them well enough. We don't want any red rings of death again. Well, they need to release a new BIOS update for these goddamn motherboards so they run better. Here I'm thinking great, I have a Noctua low-profile cooler. It keeps the 2700X even running an AIDA64. The stress test keeps it at 70 degrees. I got the good Cryonaut thermal paste. It's the same TDP for the 3700X. It's going to cool that no problem, right? My ass, that chip runs hot as shit. The only thing I'm thinking is that the motherboard's reading the temperature wrong, because at one time it said it was running at like 104 Celsius, and I'm like, the chip's supposed to throttle at 95 or even shut the system off at 95. I think TJ Maxx on the Zen 2 chips is 95 Celsius. So either the chip is not protecting itself, or the temperature is actually being read wrong and it's not running that hot. Pat Catrilla, smack my tight ass. I lowered the voltage. It's funny because I lowered the voltage, and I got the chip to run like 66 in AIDA64, but it drops the performance down by like 400 points in Cinebench R15. It actually makes the performance worse, even if I like barely lower, like it's like barely offset from the stock voltage. Like it goes from getting like 2043 in Cinebench to getting like 1690, which is actually a lower score in Cinebench, meaning the chip is not running as well or performing as well as the 2700X did. So what the hell's the point at that point? I might as well just kept with the goddamn 2700X. Yeah, these chips weren't ready. I saw Jay's 2 cents videos too. And I saw other people videos. I think Tech Yes City talking about how these chips run hot too. These chips weren't ready for prime time yet, and that's why. The 12-core chip is running hot as fuck. You're gonna have a 16-core chip. Get out of here. They had to delay it, man. They got to figure out what's going on. It has to be an incorrect reading because either that or they're letting the chip cook itself. They better not be. I'll be pissed. Ryzen 1st gen, I didn't have the issue with it running this hot. In 2nd gen, I didn't either. The Threadrippers, I didn't either. Thank you, Easy McQueen. Yeah, people seem to like these streams. I want to stream Borderlands and Link's Awakening too. Well, now that I'm using a different mic setup, I'm just going to put the consoles here and hook them up to the 4K card. Input them into the Elgato 4K card I have. It is good. I played some of it. It's good, man. Dude, I watch stuff at 3:50 in the morning sometimes. Sometimes I'll wake up to have to pee and I can't fall back to sleep right away. So it's not that you don't have a life. I've done the same thing. I want to stream Redeemer. That is such a good fucking game. Yes, I do think it'll support. I think it's going to be fully backwards compatible from what I've been reading. Do I still foresee a Switch Pro? Yep. Tim the Nerd, getting excited for next gen. I think I answered this before. I am, but I hope they get the temperatures under control with Zen 2. I would love to. I've been playing some Gears 5. It's good. Redeemer is. Maybe I might stream Redeemer. Oh, it's so good. It's such a satisfyingly delicious game. It's for the Switch too. They have it for the Switch. I recommend the PC version though, because the frame rate gets a little wonky on the Switch, but I'm still glad I have it on the Switch. It's like it almost looks like a Diablo, but it's a beat 'em up. In terms of like it's a top view game. It runs on Unreal Engine 4, and it is so good, so good. Greetings from New York. You're in my hometown, dude. Redeemer is an excellent beat 'em up. It is good. It's just fucking good. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Thank you, Wayne's World. Scummiest game stunt ever, in my opinion. That's a tough question. Thank you for the super chat. I would say with Black Ops 4, where they released the game, had reviewers review it, and then added in the microtransactions later. I was supposed to be streaming a game today. How much is Redeemer on Switch? I'm not sure. I bought it a while ago now. Dickers, will next gen VR have live concerts and sports? I think so. I gotta stream. You know what I should stream on here? I have the Oculus Quest. Would you guys want to see a stream of that? I gotta figure out how to do it. Yeah, I did let out a little burp there. Probably the alcohol. Alright, see you, yes. Oculus Quest. Oh man. An Oculus Quest is a VR headset that does not need to be hooked up to a computer. And it's pretty fucking awesome. Stream agony. No, I will not suffer through that. No, Redeemer is badass, man. It's still good. It's still like there's certain parts that get really choppy on the Switch, but generally it's pretty damn playable on there. But if you get the PC version, get the PC version because it runs smooth as silk, and it definitely enhances the experience. I mean, I'm glad I got it. It's a fun game to have in portable mode. It's really a satisfying game. Telling you, man, don't sleep on the Quest, though. You would think, like, it's funny, you hear the specs of the Quest, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it runs on a Snapdragon 835, and you're like, oh, Jesus, dude, that's a flagship chipset for phones from, like, 2017. But playing, like, super hot VR in the Quest and having no wires, and playing, Robo Recall I played, and playing, what other game did I played? Beat Saber. You don't, I mean, yeah, Robo Recall definitely looks a lot better on the PC, no doubt. But just to have no wires and the gameplay experience is identical, it's badass, man. I don't know what to say. If VR is going to have a future, that's it. Thank you, Rob. I think 5 feet, I think it says. 5 feet squared for the Quest. Blasphemous. Yeah, it's a good game too. I played some of that. Hey, Rich, just thoughts on another question. Sorry to bother you, but do you also watch Middle Jesus Rocks? Yes, or AVGN? I thought I'll ask. And yes, I watch both of them. Yep. I think you can, T-Joe. I haven't tried. I think you can. I have Blasphemous, and it's good. They just use a Switch VR with Labo Kit. Not the same. The iPhone is tempting. I'm not going to buy it. I just don't want to spend the money. I refuse to spend $1,000 on a phone right now. But I hate the in-screen fingerprint sensor on this phone again. Like, oh, stop telling me. Hold on. Let me see. Will it work now? Now it works. It makes me a liar. It's funny. My phone doesn't like this thumb. Likes this thumb. Now, for some reason, first try every time with that thumb. So never mind if it's just my thumb. But the camera I heard is amazing on the 11. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But again, I'm not spending the money. That's an S10 Plus, yes. Yeah, only it doesn't like this thumb. I don't know why. It loves this thumb is no problem though. Boom. Goes right in. Let me do it again. Boom. Goes right in. Why was I on Everyday Damn Fitness's channel? Because I've lost 160 pounds, my dude. That's why he had me on there. And I lost it without surgery, too. If you want to get the 11 Pro Max, what is it? Start at like $1,100? Yeah, no thank you. $1,100 for a phone right now? No. Yeah, if your SA Plus is still working for you, man. I mean, that has USB-C, still has a great camera on it. Lestat Leonardo, there's your shout out, my dude. Thank you. And the thing about the I use AirPods with this. Works perfectly. I just flip open the case and they're already connected. Thunder, that's awesome, dude. Good for you. ABO Hiccups is taking a dump at GameStop. I should do a video with AVGN. If he asked me to, though, definitely, man. I don't like inviting myself to anything. I like people like, oh, you should do Joe Rogan's podcast. You should do this and that. I'm like, if they ask me, that's great, definitely. But I'm not going to be like, hey, guys, you should have me on. I would just feel like a dick. You know what I mean? I've been good, man. Here I only have one. I'm gonna have to have two though, probably because now I'm not using this mixer because I bought the Panasonic Lumix. I bought the XLR Hot Shoe because this mixer just introduced too much noise. I'm gonna put a monitor here because I'm gonna be playing games from this setup. So I'm gonna put a monitor here to game from. You're welcome, CK. I'm just glad I didn't crap on their floor. To be honest with you. What an awkward moment that was, man. Cursed Castilla. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be in a video, but I wouldn't invite myself. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, David. Yeah, I'm learning the art of not, like, I looked at my Switch unboxing from 2017 and it was 40 minutes long and I'm just like, what am I doing? Why is it, it's just an unboxing, why is it so long? Even with all the stuff I had, that video should have been 15 minutes max and it was 40 minutes long. So I'm like, yeah, I learned from that to get to the point. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to unbox like all three on camera. That would be because, okay, minus the color, they're all going to have a power supply and the same documentation. So I'm going to unbox one. Once I do that, jump cut to all three being on the table. Why would I feel like a dick? Because it's just like, if someone wants me on their show, they'll get to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I've learned, dude. My unboxings and my reviews used to be way too long. I mean, there's some times where, like, if you're really going into the nitty gritty of a product, it has to be long. But generally, like, I'm learning, like, once you get past 15 minutes, you start losing people, understandably so. There's times I see people doing reviews, and I want to see, like, someone, you know, review the Ryzen 7 3700X to see if it runs hot as shit, which it does. And if I see their video is 30 minutes long, I'm like, I can't sit here for 30 minutes and watch this, dude. What's, like, get to the point. What's up, Jedi Storm? There's times where I have, like, when I'm trying to unwind before bed, you know, if a longer video, like I'll watch an ASMR video or something, but if I'm just want to see a review and see the performance of a product, man, just get to the point. Like, I'm not saying, I don't want it super short where it's too short either. Like an example of a video is, like, sometimes they do reviews that are too short, like CNET, I guess because they want to keep people's attention. Like, they'll make a review of a phone only be 5 minutes or 4 minutes long. It's like, no. Like, you need a little more time than that. Like, get into, like, how's the camera? How's the stabilization on the camera? How does it handle low light? Does it have a night mode? Like, MKBHD does it best because his videos are always the perfect length for a review when it comes to smartphones. But when a video is too... You need a video of me eating cucumbers as ASMR, huh? But when a video is just too long, and it's just like, dude, I can't sit here now and watch 40 minutes, bro. I just need to know, like, how are the temps on that CPU? How many more FPS are you getting compared to the previous generation? Is it worth to upgrade? Thunder, though, you got, like, just like there's many different flavors of beer, there's many different flavors of ASMR. So, some ASMR you may have found awkward, but there's a billion others that are quite different. Have a good day, Listat. Like, I don't like the roleplay ASMR. I think it's weird. Like, I'm not into that. Like the ones where they have, like, girlfriend laying with you in bed shit. Just, God, it's like, oh, I need a shower. It's gross. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I like ASMR where it's like someone just discussing something. There's a guy called the ASMR Nerd, and he actually does where he gets products sent to him. He does like keyboard and gaming. He does like graphics card reviews with ASMR. That's cool. Like, that to me, all right, it's relaxing, and I'm interested in what he's talking about. You know, but it's like where the girls are sitting there showing cleavage, and it's like, you're not doing it. You're enticing dudes to come watch your videos with, and they may be relaxing, but not in the way that ASMR relaxes people. No, I'm not embarrassed about it, man. I mean, no pun intended. Shit happens, you know. Your favorite ASMR is Todd Howard convince you. I've bought. I've never played through the entirety of Skyrim, but I've bought it probably like 5 times. Oh, I love cleavage as much as the next dude, but not in my ASMR videos. I want zero sexuality in my ASMR videos, to be honest with you. I want zero. Like, it's just not my thing. And by the way, Wyatt, I saw your super chat. I've tried Agony at max settings. It's still a terrible game. At least they didn't shart on stream. Like, I like another ASMR artist called Luna Nate. She's really cool. She's into Reiki, and she's just, you know, nothing sexual. It's just, she's just very relaxing and chill to watch. You know, that's the kind of stuff I like. I don't like role plays. I don't like women saying they're doing ASMR and it's basically softcore porn. You remind me, I got to talk to McJuggernuggets tonight. Jesse tonight. I got to talk to him tonight and see if I can get partnered on there. Yeah, I'll upload some content there, man. Agony should have been amazing. Agony should have been like a badass game, and they blew it. Yeah, Luna Nate's awesome. And again, nothing sexual with her. She's just a good ASMR artist. Not all women who do ASMR do it. It's sexually suggestive. Gentle Whispering, who's like the biggest ASMR artist out there, she doesn't do it sexually suggestive at all. Not even in the slightest. There's many female ASMR artists that do not like use that use sexuality to bring in subscribers. There's a lot of them that are great. I can't think of names right now, but the two I think of are Lunanate ASMR, Gentle Whispering. There's a few, I just can't think of them right now. I'm kind of like the dad of YouTube. What's up, Muhammad? No, I'm not into sounds. Like, I like someone speaking like soft spoken. My kids are doing good, man. That's the kind of stuff. We got a spammer. We got a spammer. I'm the daddy of YouTube. Man, we got a big spammer in there. I think the SNES games for Switch are awesome. I think they came out a lot stronger with the SNES games than the NES games. I thought they did a hell of a better, and I think Nintendo knew they had to do a better job because they came out weak with the NES games. Because I like keeping my personal life personal. Because it kind of once you bring in your personal life to YouTube or whatever you do to the public, then you can never, it opens up Pandora's box. There are many YouTubers that I could use as examples of that. Yes, I have 3 children. Yeah, they came out weak with the NES games. The SNES games, yeah, Desiree, you got to keep your private life private, but the SNES games, they came out strong. They had to. They'll have N64 games. They'll probably have they're gonna have GameCube games too. Yeah, it's just a safe way to be, man. You got to keep your you know, got to keep your personal life personal. From what I played it so far, it's good. Some frame rate issues with it though. How old is my oldest? He's 2, soon to be 3. Frame rate issues with Link's Awakening. It's weird, like when you go to different screens or when there's something loads. I think it might be a CPU bottleneck. Because it seems like when there's, because it hits 60 a lot, but then like if something happens where you have to load something in, it seems like the CPU, because it's loading in assets, it'll just like go boom. It'll drop down to 30, and I think they have double. When it comes to VSync, they have double buffering go on it. So either you're at 60 or at 30. There's no in between. Do I regret having kids? Hell no. Absolutely not. I love my kids. My kids are amazing. No way, shape, or form do I regret having kids. I never thought I was going to have kids, but now that I have them, it's fantastic. Hoping that the combat looks badass in The Last of Us 2, but does it feel as good as it looks? That's what lost me with the first Last of Us, because it looked badass, but when you play it, it's kind of it doesn't. The connection's not there. Klipsky, yeah, I've heard that. I heard it's happening on consoles too, Klipsky. Thank you for the super chat. I was just playing Borderlands on PC, got off the planet, saved to local, lost save data on cloud, 5 hours gone, blank the Epic Game Store. I don't know why I've swore like 50 times in a stream and now I'm going to stop swearing. But I heard that's happening on consoles too, so it got to be objective. Can't just blame that on the Epic Game Store. I think I heard that happening on consoles as well. I heard that Borderlands 3 was making it overheat some consoles. I could be wrong about that. I always felt like The Last of Us would make a better movie than a game. Yeah, maybe I should go back and play it again now and see. But that's just how I feel. Should probably go check if my 3700X rig I put together is lighting itself on fire. You say that now, Matt Jose. I said that too. Yeah, of course I'll tell my kids about my YouTube channel. I'm not ashamed of it. The Wii, I still kind of feel the same about it. Can emulate The Last of Us. What do you mean? But Klipsky, point being is I heard about that on Dre, yeah. I mean, what's funny is it's not one of my first memories. I mean, my first memories, because I'm old as shit, go back to like the Atari and Coleco days, but one of my strongest gaming memories was graduating kindergarten. Yes, I'm dead serious. And because we graduated kindergarten, my friend and I, Carl, got to go to this place in Westchester called Merry-Go-Round and pick out a Nintendo game for the NES. We used to call it Nintendo back in the day. It wasn't called the NES, at least to us. And we got to pick a game. Carl picked Castlevania, And I picked Donkey Kong Jr. Math because I was fucking 6 years old, like, and I was like, oh, I remember playing Donkey Kong on like the ColecoVision. It has to be good, right? So, and I knew nothing about Castlevania back then. Make sure that no one. Okay, nothing important. So we go back to my friend Carl's house, and we put in Donkey Kong Jr. Math for like 5 seconds. It was goddamn terrible. Spoiler alert. Then we put in Castlevania, and Castlevania was goddamn amazing. And we played that like at his place like the whole afternoon. And I was all disappointed because I had to go home with Donkey Kong Jr. Math, which is garbage, So it was funny. My mom was also really good friends with my friend Carl's mom, and she knew I didn't like the game, so she went to merry-go-round after I was already home and dropped off. She went to merry-go-round, went to go pick me up Castlevania because she knew I wanted it, and she's like, "Here, this is Richie's graduation gift. I know he likes it better than Donkey Kong," so she bought me Castlevania as well. That's what started my obsession with Castlevania. So I got Castlevania, and Donkey Kong Jr. Math got like thrown in the closet and never touched again. Yeah, I have Hollow Knight. I have Hollow Knight on the Switch. So yeah, that my kindergarten graduation started my Castlevania obsession. I am 38. Yeah, it was crazy, man. So she saw that I didn't like. She saw us playing Castlevania, and she knew I didn't like Donkey Kong Jr. Math. So after I was dropped off at home, she went to merry-go-round and came and dropped off Castlevania for the NES. Oh yeah, my friend Carl's mom, Debbie was her name. She was, yeah, she's still around. I'm referring to her in past tense, and she's still around. Um, yeah, she was really nice. I have another story about her too, but this one, I remember because Carl always like I did a video on him back. And if you look up my SNES versus Sega Genesis review, which was a response to James Rolfe video on that, when the Game Boy came out, like Carl always got everything like literally the day it came out. Like I was spoiled as hell too, but I always like if say like Super Nintendo came out in September, I would get it for Christmas. If like the Game Boy came out in September, whenever it came out, I would get it the following Christmas. Carl just got the shit right away, like the day it came out. So I remember he got the Game Boy, and we lived in Beacon at the time, Beacon, New York, and I would go down and visit him all the time because he still lived in Westchester. And he got the Game Boy, and like I literally lost my mind because it was like you could play NES games in your hand. Granted, they were black and white, but you could play NES games in your hand, and I'm like, holy shit. I remember staying up the whole night playing Super Mario Land and Tetris, and it was just, I couldn't wrap my mind around that the Nintendo was a portable now. And I remember the next day, I was like 8 or 9 years old at the time, and I was pissed off because I didn't want to go home because I wanted to keep playing Game Boy. And funny memory because his mom, Debbie, was like, all right, Rich, because I was sitting on the step and I was kind of pouting, and she was like, I'll buy you a Game Boy. And then I remember my mom showed up to pick me up, and my mom's like, no, you don't have to buy him a Game Boy. Like, chill. Like, come on, Rich, let's go home. And I remember my mom in the car, she's like, you ever act like that again, I will kick your ass. Because she was pissed off. Which understandably, because I was acting like a little shit. And I was all pissed off because Carl had a Game Boy and I didn't. Weird memories of stuff like that you have. But I remember just being like smitten with the Game Boy. And always memories with Carl, because Carl always got shit first. he Carl, like, I didn't even know about this. Then I became obsessed with it. So I'm sitting there, I'm all happy with the Game Boy, and then Carl and and Debbie and his family came to visit us in Beacon. And when Carl came up, he came up with the Turbo Express, this thing, which I got it before I do the video on. I got to fix it. That's why it hasn't come out. Or the this is the Turbo Express, and he came up. Let me make sure this thing. I got the batteries in. For some reason, the start button, the run button, is sticking, so I got to fix it. But he came up with this, and imagine, think about it. Oh, they're yes, they are still wealthy. So imagine like being 9 now, and keep in mind when the Turbo Express came out, this was hardware based on a current gen system. This is like when this came out, this is like the equivalent of Microsoft coming out with like an Xbox One X as a portable. So I'm sitting there with a Game Boy, and Carl's like, "Oh, check out what I got." And he showed me the original Legendary Axe. So I'm sitting here watching the system that's playing games that look as good as what's on the Sega Genesis and portable. Like, I became obsessed with this thing. And what's funny is, even though this wasn't wildly a successful system for NEC, especially the Turbo Express, because it was so expensive. Initially, when it first came out, you couldn't find it anywhere. So I couldn't even get that from Santa for Christmas, because you couldn't find them anywhere. So I had to wait until they got it for me like February of 1991. But yeah, he got that first too, and that he introduced me to this. I didn't even know what the Turbo Express. I saw a couple commercials, but then I forgot about it, and I never had a TurboGrafx 16, but I did have this. I remember getting this and getting Splatterhouse, and man, that was some shit. Your first 2 games, oh man, it was for Dragon Warrior and Super Mario 2. God, I remember I was 6 or 7 when I got married. I got Mario 2 for Christmas of '88, so I was 7. Never played Dragon Warrior. Probably because I'm not a big guy, even as a kid. Yeah, we are getting old. But I remember getting Super Mario for Christmas. And that same Christmas, I got the Sega Master System, too. Man, you're bringing up all these memories now, man. I remember I got the Sega Master System. I was so psyched for it. And then I got it, and I didn't really like it that much. I remember that Christmas, Santa got me a Sega Master System. That was the one who had the light gun and had hang on. I got a bike. And I got Super Mario 2. And I got some Real Talk Sports Baseball thing, which ended up being a crock of shit because no matter what you did, it was supposed to be like an interactive baseball game, but no matter what you did, it always ended up having the same goddamn outcome. So they lied to me on that one. But what I played the most that Christmas wasn't even the Sega Master System because I got bored of it quick. I played Super Mario 2. You made a super chat. Do you think Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think PewDiePie will leave YouTube? Nah. He's still getting too many views, and he's top dog on YouTube, even if YouTube doesn't like him. So you brought up some interesting memories asking those questions, man. Yeah, that was great. That was yes. You know what's funny is that what killed me with the Sega Master System wasn't even the graphics were definitely better than the NES, without a doubt. Had a bigger color palette, blah 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 blah. The Z80 processor. There was actually some. My father could go into details, but there were some things that were beneficial to 6502 that had some advantages over the Z80, but the Z80 had advantages over the 6502. But beyond that, the anemic audio of the Sega Master System, I hated it. That TI Texas Instruments audio chip in there just was so flat and lifeless. The NES, even though it had inferior graphics, its audio was much punchier and more vibrant. Yeah, it's funny because people may. This is when when you have to pay attention to criticism. That light I used to have changing colors, like kind of like pulsating to different colors. But when you had to do cuts in my videos, the lamp would just like magically change and would look really awkward. So people were like, Rich, you should have the lamp be a steady color, and they were right. Again, that's when you listen to criticism because it's right. Well, I know that the Japanese version of the Master System, they had an FM synthesis add-on that made the sound better. Who is James? Who am I missing? Thank you, Alex. It's kind of fun to do this. Yeah, I watched some of what happened to him, man, and that's terrible. I feel so bad for him and his family, dude. He does great videos too. It's tough, but your children are your first priority. That's a tough situation to be in. I feel bad for him. I don't know. I don't even know if I could handle if that was happening to my kid. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what he's going through right now. I've worked 70 hours. I've worked 2 jobs before. It's tough, dude. I'm hearing it's coming out like super late February 2020, The Last of Us. I actually liked Moonwalker for the Sega Genesis. Thought it was pretty cool. I still kind of like it. I can still enjoy that to this day. I just want the damn games to download for this Lite so I can use it more. It feels really good with this grip, man. And yes, they're a sponsor of the show now, but I actually like the feel of the grip with this. I think it makes it even more ergonomic than the original Switch, which the grip definitely benefits that as well. But there's something with the smaller size and it having the Satsifye grip on that it just feels good. It doesn't sound right the way I'm saying that, but have a good night, Seeking Truth. Everyone asks, I should have done a video on that KFC dating simulator. Well, Austin, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of the banana color. Here, I can show it to you. It's right here. One of my other switches that I'm probably not going to use, but this is the I'm not a fan of this color. Everyone was giving me flack too, saying, oh, you have yellow Joy-Cons, but the yellow Joy-Cons are more like a lemon yellow. They're a neon yellow on my Switch. Original Switch. That's like a banana. It kind of looks like fake candy. I don't know. I'm just not Oh, Seeking Truth, I thought you were leaving. That's why I say have a good night, man. That kind of like dull yellow, I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. Hey, it's brilliant marketing by them, man. Look, we're all talking about why the hell does KFC have a dating app? Well, we're talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken right now. Hey, if you like the color, I don't want people to think I'm deriding them for liking this color. I just don't like that color. I like the blue, and I actually, surprisingly, I thought I was going to like the gray the least. I like the gray the best. Not the best. I like the blue the most, but the gray is a close second. A clear switch would be badass, man. That would be real badass. One you won't have to mod. I have not played Subnautica. I've had a bunch of people tell me to play it though, so I should probably try. I like the gray with the white inputs or the buttons and it looks in the analog sticks. The contrast is really nice. So any PlayStation 1 memories? Yes. Let me go take a leak and I will be right back and tell them to you. No, you won't be able to hear it. I'll be right back. And Clipsky will answer your super chat in a second. Just let me go pee real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Review Chair USA is back. Sorry about that, guys. So, PlayStation 1 memories. Yes, it actually involves the N64. I'll explain. So, back before the N64 and PlayStation 1 came out, I went through another gaming hiatus, quote unquote, aka I thought I was too cool to play video games because I was trying to impress girls, and that's still when video games were considered something that was, super nerdy, which kind of changed nowadays. Still, there's a stigma to it, but not nowhere near as bad. So I remember it was like the fall of 96. I was starting my sophomore year of high school, and there was a store. Yes, I washed my hands. There was a store called Lechmere at the time, and Lechmere had a demo of the N64. And I remember me and my friend John saw that, and I lost my mind. Because remember, we were going from the SNES and Sega Genesis, which were minus a couple exceptions, all 2D games. And then you have this fluid 3D game, which is Super Mario 64. And it just blew up. Like, look, I have to get an N64. I remember I had no interest in it. Then I played Super Mario at Lechmere, the demo, and I lost my mind. So, I got my hands on one, and I remember calling 8 billion stores and finally getting one. I think I got it at Toys R Us, and I was all like, man, this is so much better than PlayStation, because I remember looking up stuff about PlayStation. Didn't look as good, and yeah, graphically it was in most cases inferior, but what made me start paying attention to the PlayStation was I found out that they were getting exclusively Castlevania Symphony of the Night. As like I said before, I'm a huge diehard Castlevania guy. So it started piquing my interest in the PlayStation, and I started looking up. It's funny, actually. This is back in the dial-up days where I saw a commercial where I had to wait on my 56K modem to download the commercial for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it just made me want one. So what I did was, just to try it first, I had my parents let me rent from Blockbuster, because you could rent consoles back then. I rented a PlayStation. I rented Tekken 2 and I believe Warhawk, or whatever the hell it was called. Klipsky, I forgot. I'll get to your question, man. And I was like, oh, there's actually other cool games for the system too. So I remember begging my parents, saying, look, I really want Castlevania. Can I get a PlayStation? Can I get a PlayStation? And they let me get one. And yeah, that fall, it came out October of 97. Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out. And man, that was that blew me the hell away, man. I beat that game from top to bottom. I mean, Upside Down Castle, where I beat it, you could go back and play as Richter Belmont. And that was, yeah, it was Castlevania coming out, which made me get into PlayStation. Castlevania show, from what I've seen of it on Netflix, is pretty good. So, Clipsy, I rented the game for Super Mario. Was, yeah, Doki Doki Panic. Yeah, because there was a Super Mario 2 that came out, I believe, in Japan. And because Nintendo thought it would have been too hard for American audiences, they're like, oh, crap. And they wanted something that seemed a little more different from Mario 2 or Super Mario 2. So they took Doki Doki Panic, reskinned it as Super Mario 2. And that's why we got that weird-ass game here. I like Super Mario 2, but, that's why it was so different than Mario 1. Yeah, they call it Mario the Lost Levels here, yeah. No, it didn't suck. It was good. Yeah, the Lost Levels. That was Super Mario 2 in Japan, and they thought it was too similar, and they thought it was too hard for American audiences. I don't agree with it, but that's what they thought. I thought that was kind of a silly mindset, in my opinion, but that's just me. I never had to do that because I had the newer PlayStation Shadowrun. I had the newer PlayStation that they changed the orientation of the laser so it... Because what happened was, from what I read back then, is that where they had the laser on the original PlayStation ones, it was over, I think, a heatsink. And the heat from the heatsink actually would make the laser fail quicker. It would die unnaturally quick. So what they did was they moved the positioning of the laser with the newer revision of the PlayStation, and it didn't have that issues. And that's the PlayStation that I had. Yes, they reskinned Doki Doki Panic for the States, and that became Super Mario 2 in the States. Tanuki Jumpman, if I was DSP's advice coach, what would I say to help? At this point, it's too little too late, man. He's dug himself too deep. What's my memories about Zelda? You guys are asking good questions. Okay. So, Nintendo is brilliant at marketing. And I remember had to be 88 I got. It was probably 7. I think it came out in 87 in the States, but I got it in 88. Or did I get it sooner? I don't remember when the hell I got it. I was so freaking little. I don't remember. I was 7 years old. But I remember my dad had a friend named Mike who beat it. And I didn't understand like all the secrets and the puzzles and stuff. But I remember getting that game and being blown away by the gold cartridge because I was 7. And I loved the music of the intro. I remember just playing the intro music over and over again in my room where it showed the story and everything with the NES. And I remember getting to the first dungeon and just staying in that one room because I liked the dungeon music and just listening to the dungeon music over and over again. Weird memory to remember, but I remember that. This grip is coming out soon. This is from Satsifye Gaming. Should actually have the link in this live stream. I don't know why the hell I don't. And it makes holding the Switch Lite a hell of a lot more comfortable. The Switch Lite I actually think is more comfortable to begin with than the original Switch, but this makes it like phenomenal. As a matter of fact, oh, all right, not an important text. Let me go to a Review Tech USA video. Who is this now? No, nobody. Um, here. I'm telling you, man, this is why I brought them on as a sponsor, because I fell in love with their products, and I found their products through Wolf Den. And I'll put it here, too. And if you use the code ReviewTech10, you... Oh, doesn't want me putting it there. All right, it's in the description. It's in the description if you want to get the same grip that I have here. And it's, you know, you could pre-order them for the Switch Lite. There's some new stuff coming at the end of the month for the regular Switch. The grip also feels great on there. But I think the grip on the Switch Lite helps even more. And it's, I love their products, hands down. What's going on, 305? What's up, Centralplex? Yeah, gaming chairs are shit. They're built like garbage. I mean, I was a lot fatter when I had my gaming chair. It's probably why it fell apart, but there's plastic in places there should be metal. You ever play the game Deadly Towers? Yes, and as a kid, it is a bad game now. Very bad game. But as a kid, I loved it. I remember another... God, you guys are bringing up, like, you're wiping the cobwebs off my brain and making me remember shit, man. I remember going to that same merry-go-round place and getting Deadly Towers. Because, again, you only had... Back in my day, you only had the box art to go by. And it looked cool, and I got it, and I remember... My aunt had to go get her hair done, and at this woman's place, she got her hair done. It was at an apartment. She had a big screen TV and an NES hooked up to it. So while I was waiting for her to get her hair cut, my Aunt Pauline, I was playing Deadly Towers on this big screen TV back in the 80s. You know, and yeah, that game is shit. That game is terrible. But back then, when I was 7 years old, I thought it was amazing. Yeah, I owned a Sega. I'm pissed off. Oh, who is messaging me now? Just got to make sure it's nothing important, guys. I'm sorry. Because the one time I ignore my messages, it'll be like I have to like run away and go do something. But no. There was this like hole in the wall like mom and pop gaming store that used to be right near me, and after like the Sega Saturn was, even though we didn't get the Dreamcast yet, it was like right when the Sega Saturn was dead and we knew the Dreamcast was coming, or was it after the Dreamcast was out? Whatever. I got it, and so I got a brand new Saturn with the cartridge that lets you play that'll let you play import games, and it has extra memory in it. And I got the Japanese version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That would probably be worth like $500-$600 today, and I sold it for like $50 like an idiot. Yes, I played Karnov on the NES. That was a good game too. That was made by Data East. I got Pilot Wings. That was a weird game, man. Where you were like this like muscular dude, but he had a beer gut and he like shot fire out of his mouth. Wasn't he he was a boss too in Bad Dudes. Karnov. Pilot Wings I got when I got my NES, or SNES I mean. I'm sorry. When I got my Super Nintendo for Christmas of 1991. That was one of the games I got with it. Still love that game. What would I put in my top 5 consoles of all time? Well, I still hold to the fact that I think that the Switch is in the top spot. Then I would say SNES, I fight back and forth between SNES and Sega Genesis. I would say Turbo Express or TurboGrafx 16 because I played the hell out of this thing. And I would say, or would I put the Game Boy as number 4? Does it have to be a home console? If it has to be a home console, I got to change that list. Pilotwings 64 was awesome at its time because it showed off what they could do with 3D. Pilotwings showed that what the N64 could do compared to its competitor, which was the PlayStation. It definitely showed how it was technically superior. Just any console, so I would say Switch, then I would say SNES, then I would say Sega Genesis, then I would say Turbo Express /16, or no, Turbo Express, and then I would say Game Boy. So I actually played this more than the Game Boy back in the day. I remember coming home for a 3-day weekend, and my mom got me Bonk's Revenge when it first came out. And you remember just sitting on the couch playing Bonk's Revenge on my Turbo Express. It's such a badass system. So yes, I played Deadly Towers. Thoughts on Bubsy? I never tried Bubsy. I heard it's terrible though. Neil, thank you for the super chat. But yes, of course, I just explained my whole Deadly Tower story, Clipsy. I know you get asked, is like getting married soon? I don't know. We'll see. Ain't gonna change anything. You know, it's not like our relationship is gonna change, so we're not in any rush. I have Symphony of the Night. Game Boy cart is cracked, but still works. Cartridge is cracked, or Game Boy console is cracked, you mean? I have Symphony of the Night actually on the original disc too. Not even the greatest hits one. Worst the Atari 7800 had a pretty bad controller. I never had any personal experience with the 5200. I hear it's a terrible controller too, but I never had any personal experience with it. Personally. I had a PSP. I remember when I was working a third shift at IBM, there was so much downtime. I remember just playing God of War. I think it was Chains of Olympus. It was the first one that came out. First God of War that came out for the PSP. I remember playing that on my downtime, which was 90% of the shift. I'm just concerned with how hot these chips run, man. I mean, if they're using Zen 2, they better find a way to properly cool them. I'm assuming that Sony and Microsoft are making sure that there's not going to be any tragedies that happen with that, but still. I have not played Undertale, to be honest with you. I have not played Clock Tower on the PlayStation 1. I remember seeing it at the store back in the day, like Media Play, but for some reason I was like, I just thought it was going to be a ripoff of Resident Evil. Again, I haven't played it. That was just a presumption that I made, which probably was wrong. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to really overclock it. That might be what I bet you. I bet you they're gonna run like the Zen 2 processors at like 2.6 gigahertz or something. Something super slow, and I'll play Undertale. Is that on the Switch? Because I'm telling you right now, at the clock speeds they're running at, they're going to have overheating issues. And you can't tell me that me, Jay's 2 Cents, Tech Yes City, and countless other tech YouTubers who are talking about the same temperature issues on Zen 2 are all putting on the thermal paste and the heat sinks wrong, or the closed loop coolers wrong. We can't all be doing that. If it was just me, you could say I'm a jackass. Okay, I'll get it on. Matter of fact, there. If I live stream Undertale, you know I'm going to suck at a game like that. So you guys are going to have to help me with it. Yeah, I'm going to be going to bed soon too, Wheeled Not Wild. Why does it always happen where they say the eShop fails to load on all my Switches and it has to restart? Like, what's up with that? I'm getting it right now. I'm listening to you. And you guys are going to help me play it because when it comes to games like that, I suck. Just being honest. Oh, it's cheap too. I'll get it. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be even cheaper. I got some points. All right, good call, guys. Oh, crap. Do I not have my info on here? You're really going to make me do this all now. Hold on. There you go. Undertale. I listened to you. Now you guys are going to help me play it, because it's definitely not a game I would normally play. What is a good mid-range Intel CPU for editing? I don't know. I've been so out of the Intel loop, but Zen 2 is leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Dre Gaming Network, you're welcome, man. Clipsy, you're asking a good question that I don't have an answer to, man. Drew Gaming Network, thanks for the super chat. What is the TJ Maxx on 8700K? I'm not even sure. I wouldn't say Alienware is trash. AMD 3900X, you're going to need a nuclear reactor to cool it, though. I have one. Don't believe me? Ask Jay's 2 cents. Don't believe Jay's 2 cents? Ask Tech Yes City. I'm very tempted to just get like a 9900 KS. When does the 9900 KS come out? Did it already come out? Just getting very frustrated with. I'm not happy with the temperatures that I'm getting with the Zen 2s. Should you reconsider? Let's see. Ubiquitous 7. Okay. Honest answer, fully objective answer. There's a reason that AMD's delaying it. From now until November, there could be a lot of BIOS updates that can make the 3900, all the Zen 2 chips run a lot cooler and a lot more stable. Do some research around November when the 3950X comes out. Because the scene may have changed and the chips may run cool as a cucumber at that point. Did I really just use that saying? Yes, I did. Well, Pat Carrillo, if they're stumbling because they don't want to run into the same heating issues that AMD is running into, then I don't blame them. So, because AMD is pissing me off right now. They really are. Here I'm thinking I put this 3700X in there, and it's the same TDP as the 2700X. And and I have a nice low-profile Noctua cooler. For you guys who have been here, I apologize I'm bringing this up again, but it's probably a different audience now. And I'm all right, cool. Same TDP, using great high-quality thermal paste. $30 for the damn tube, or $27 to be exact. I know the Noctua cooler works great because it was cooling the 2700X just fine. Put the 3700X in there, and that chip is cooking, man. I'm pissed. Now, it could be just the motherboard's reading the actual temp of the CPU wrong. Could be. Could be. But, and it's weird because the 3700X in there, I can't use Ryzen Master. It says you're not using a supported CPU. I'm like, the fuck I'm not. So I'm pissed. It's like and it's same AMD with the Radeon 5700 XT too. Oh, it's perfectly fine. It's running at 110 degrees Celsius. Like, really? Now, the silicon itself may be okay, but what about the capacitors and the other components around the silicon? That's a high temperature for them to be exposed to. Are those going to run? Are those going to be stable for a long time? I don't know. Just telling me that a chip running... Look, I'm not an electrical engineer, and I'm not an engineer, and there's probably much... I know there's much brighter people working on this technology than me. But, I don't know, just 110 Celsius just sounds really hot for a GPU to run at and be stable. I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, what was there, like 100 people there? One guy got arrested at Area 51 for peeing? Yeah, 110 Celsius, man. They say that's okay. Again, I'm not an engineer, but and I understand silicon's a different animal than how we register temperature, but that's hot. But no, that's AMD themselves. I have the fan up at full speed, man. I have tried Kirk, I've tried, thank you for the super chat, man. I've lowered the voltage. I undervolted the 3700X by a minuscule amount, and it drops the performance, man, down to like, perfect example in Cinebench, I'm talking like negligible. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's like barely any different than what, like, the stock voltage that they say to run it at. And it drops the performance down in like Cinebench R15 from like 2043 down to like 1690. It actually gets a lower score than the 2700X gets. So at that point, it's like, what the hell's the point of having this processor then? You know what I mean? I tried every single BIOS update too. Every single one, to see how it ran with each one. There's only 3 for my motherboard, and didn't make a difference. So, sorry for all you guys who aren't interested in what's up, infamous Nairo, who aren't interested in all the tech talk, but I just feel like when AMD wants to be competitive, they just like make their products run like scorching hot, and that's how they get out extra performance. My favorite, I actually like Guinness, man. Well, 4790K is a quad core processor, so those are kind of hitting their limits, man. Everyone keeps talking about White Claw. I've never tried a White Claw. Never tried a White Claw. Ooh, it's 11 o'clock. I gotta get to bed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna head to bed because I gotta go do some stuff here, and then I gotta do some stuff tomorrow. Gonna try to get videos up tomorrow, but there's definitely gonna be videos up for Monday. Thank you all for coming through for a somewhat random stream, and yeah, maybe I'll stream some Redeemer and Undertale. I want to stream Link's Awakening, and I want to stream Borderlands still too. But thank you for coming through for the stream. Hope you have an awesome weekend as well, and I'll see you guys definitely Monday with some new content. Have a good one.